Imagine a moment when everything you thought you knew about reality dissolves like mist in the morning sun. Close your eyes and consider this. What if the universe is not a fixed landscape, but a living, breathing canvas that responds to your every thought, your deepest emotions, and the subtle vibrations of your consciousness? The moment Dr. Elena Rodriguez stepped into her laboratory that crisp autumn morning, she had no idea she was about to shatter the fundamental understanding of human existence. Years of research had led her to this precise intersection of quantum physics and human consciousness, a realm where science and mysticism dance in a breathtaking embrace. Her hands trembled slightly as she adjusted the sophisticated quantum entanglement detector, an instrument so precise it could measure the most infinitesimal shifts in energy and consciousness. For years, mainstream scientists had dismissed her theories as pure speculation, a wild dream at the edges of scientific understanding. But Elena knew something profound was waiting to be discovered. The experiment was deceptively simple. A series of quantum particles suspended in a controlled environment, monitored by sensors so sensitive they could detect the slightest quantum fluctuation. But these were no ordinary particles. These were quantum entities that seemed to possess an almost supernatural ability to communicate instantaneously, defying everything we understand about time and space. As Elena began the sequence, something extraordinary started to happen. The particles didn't just interact, they seemed to anticipate each other's movements. It was as if they were alive, connected by an invisible thread of consciousness that transcended physical limitations. Her heart raced as the data streams began to reveal a pattern so complex, so intricate, that it suggested intelligence far beyond traditional scientific comprehension. What Elena was witnessing was not just a scientific breakthrough, it was a window into the fundamental nature of reality itself. Each quantum particle appeared to be responsive, adaptive, almost sentient. They were not just passive objects moving according to predetermined laws, but active participants in a cosmic dance of creation and transformation. The implications were staggering. If these quantum particles could communicate and adapt instantaneously, what did that mean for human consciousness? What if our thoughts, our intentions, our deepest emotions were not just random electrical impulses, but powerful quantum signals capable of reshaping reality? Deep in the heart of her research, Elena had uncovered something that challenged everything we thought we knew about existence. The boundary between observer and observed was not a rigid line, but a fluid, dynamic interaction. Our consciousness was not separate from the universe. It was an integral part of its continuous creation and recreation. Imagine a reality where your thoughts are not mere internal dialogues, but quantum waves that ripple through the fabric of existence. Where your intentions are not just personal desires, but powerful frequencies that can actually modify the quantum landscape around you. This was no longer the realm of mystical speculation. This was emerging scientific understanding. The quantum field, Elena realized, was not a static backdrop but a living, responsive medium. Every thought, every emotion generated a unique quantum signature. These signatures didn't just remain internal. They interacted with the broader quantum field, creating subtle but measurable changes in the surrounding reality. Her colleagues would call her mad. The scientific community would ridicule her findings. But Elena knew she was standing on the precipice of a revolution that would fundamentally transform human understanding of consciousness, reality, and our place in the universe. As the quantum particles continued their mesmerizing dance, Elena couldn't help but feel a sense of profound wonder. Each movement, each interaction, was a testament to a universe far more mysterious, far more intelligent, and far more interconnected than we had ever imagined. The detector's readings continued to surge, revealing patterns of communication so complex that they seemed to defy the very laws of physics. Something was happening, something that would challenge everything we thought we knew about reality, consciousness, and human potential. And then, in a moment that would change everything, something unexpected began to unfold. Imagine standing at the edge of your own potential, teetering between the life you've known and the extraordinary reality you're about to create. What if the key to transforming your entire existence was hidden within the most powerful tool you possess? Your mind. Jake Matthews had always been an ordinary man, trapped in a cycle of mediocrity. His days blended into a monotonous blur of unfulfilled dreams and quiet desperation. Working a dead-end job, drowning in credit card debt, and watching his relationships crumble, he had become a living embodiment of defeat. But everything was about to change, in ways he could never have imagined. It began on a rainy Tuesday evening. Jake sat in his small apartment, surrounded by the debris of failed attempts and broken promises. The television flickered with mindless entertainment, a perfect reflection of his current state of existence. But something inside him was stirring, a dormant energy that had been waiting, patient and powerful, for the moment of awakening. The first crack in his reality appeared unexpectedly, a chance encounter with an old notebook buried deep in a forgotten drawer. A journal his grandmother had given him years ago, filled with cryptic notes about the power of human consciousness. Words that he had once dismissed as the ramblings of an eccentric old woman now seemed to pulse with an inexplicable energy. His grandmother had always spoken about the quantum nature of human potential. "Your thoughts are not just electrical impulses," she would say, her eyes sparkling with a wisdom that transcended conventional understanding. "They are quantum waves that shape the very fabric of your reality." Jake had never truly listened, until now. The transformation didn't happen overnight. It was a meticulously crafted journey of reprogramming every single belief, every ingrained limitation that had kept him trapped. He began to understand that his current reality was nothing more than a complex manifestation of his deepest beliefs and unconscious patterns. Each morning, he would sit in complete silence, challenging every negative thought that had defined his existence. Where he once saw obstacles, he now saw opportunities. Where fear had paralyzed him, a newfound courage began to emerge. It was as if he was slowly turning the dial on his internal frequency, adjusting the quantum wavelength of his consciousness. The visualization techniques he discovered were unlike anything he had ever experienced. It wasn't about wishful thinking or positive affirmations. This was a precise, scientifically grounded approach to reality manipulation. He learned to create mental scenarios so vivid, so emotionally charged, that his brain couldn't distinguish between imagination and actual experience. Neuroscientific research had long suggested that the brain doesn't differentiate between a deeply imagined experience and a real one. Jake was about to prove this theory in the most dramatic way possible. He began constructing intricate mental movies of his desired life, not as distant dreams, but as imminent, tangible realities. Financial abundance wasn't just a hope anymore. He could feel the texture of success, smell the leather of a new car, experience the weight of financial freedom in his mental simulations. Relationships transformed from distant possibilities to vivid emotional experiences that felt completely real. The external world began to respond in ways that defied logical explanation. Job opportunities appeared seemingly out of nowhere. Connections he had never imagined possible started to materialize. It was as if the universe itself was conspiring to align with his newly calibrated quantum frequency. But this wasn't magic. This was quantum physics in action. Every thought, every emotion generated a unique energetic signature that interacted with the quantum field. Jake was learning to become a conscious creator, not just a passive observer of his life. His relationships underwent a profound metamorphosis. The desperation and neediness that had previously repelled potential connections were replaced by a magnetic confidence. People were drawn to him, not because he was trying to impress, but because he had become authentically aligned with his most powerful self. The financial transformation was equally dramatic. Debts that had once seemed insurmountable began to dissolve. New income streams emerged from unexpected directions. Where he had once been a victim of circumstance, he was now a deliberate architect of his economic reality. But this journey was not without challenges. The old programming fought back. Decades of ingrained beliefs attempted to pull him back into the familiar comfort of mediocrity. Each time doubt crept in, he would return to his quantum reprogramming techniques, reinforcing his new neural pathways with surgical precision. Advanced brain imaging technology would later reveal something extraordinary. Jake's brain scans showed neural connections forming and reforming at a rate that defied conventional understanding. He wasn't just thinking differently, he was fundamentally rewiring his neurological infrastructure. Physical health followed the same quantum transformation. Chronic conditions that had plagued him for years began to recede. His body, once a battlefield of stress and limitation, was becoming a powerful instrument of healing and potential. The most profound shifts, however, were not external. Jake was experiencing a complete recalibration of his internal landscape. Fear, which had once been a constant companion, was replaced by an unshakable sense of purpose. Anxiety dissolved into a deep, calm confidence. As the boundaries between his imagined reality and external experience continued to blur, Jake realized he was participating in a quantum dance of creation far more complex and beautiful than he had ever imagined. And then, just when he thought he understood the rules of this new reality, something unexpected began to unfold.